So, how do you actually measure if a factory is smart? Well, there's this tool called the Smart Manufacturing Maturity Model, or SMMM for short. But here's the thing. Its real power isn't about the score it spits out, not at all. It's really about the journey it helps you create.
Okay, I want you to imagine something. You're a factory manager, right? You're under a ton of pressure to get results, like this quarter. And you get handed this super detailed, professional-looking report. It's got charts, scores, the whole shebang. You look at it and you ask a pretty fair question. This all looks great, but is any of this actually going to help my operations today? It's a real question, isn't it?
And you know what? The direct answer might just surprise you. Right now, in this moment, does it help? The answer is no. A single score, just a snapshot in time, doesn't magically change anything on the factory floor. But hang on, stick with me here, because that no is actually the secret to understanding the real value of this whole thing.
See, the SMM isn't a final grade. It's not a test you pass or fail. It's the starting point. Think of it less like a report card and more like a GPS. Its job isn't to judge you for where you are today, but to give you a clear, step-by-step roadmap for where you want to be tomorrow and the year after that.
So let's break down its true value. It really does three crucial things. First off, just by going through the assessment, a company is sending a huge signal to its employees, to its partners, that it is dead serious about digital transformation. Second, it takes this fuzzy, vague idea of let's get smarter and turns it into a concrete journey with actual milestones. And third, it gives you real numbers, quantifiable metrics, so you can actually track your progress and see just how far you've come.
All right, enough theory. Let's make this real. Let's dive into an actual example. We're going to follow a pretty traditional factory as it sets out on a 5-year mission to completely modernize its operations, using the SMMM as its guide. And this, right here, this is what I'm talking about. This shows the long-term vision. This isn't some project they're trying to knock out in a year. No way. This is a multi-year transformation. It all starts with a simple assessment in 2021, and then it builds piece by piece towards a super advanced, flexible manufacturing system 5 years down the road. So back in 2021, this factory was, well, it was a classic. Information trapped in different departments, total silos. Automation, mostly manual work. Maintenance was basically, hey, if it breaks, we'll fix it. And how were big decisions made? Pretty much based on gut feelings and the hard-won experience of the veterans on the floor. Sound familiar?
So after they did that first assessment, this was their starting score, a 14. Now that number itself isn't good or bad. It's not a grade. It's just the starting line. It's the "you are here" pin on their transformation map.
Okay, so they've got their baseline. They know where they stand. Now the real work begins. It was time to start tearing down those walls and breaking down those silos. The journey from being isolated to being truly integrated was officially on.
Those first couple of years were all about building the foundation. They started bringing in robotics, integrating production lines, and, this is a big one, they put in a manufacturing execution system, or an MES, to run the shop floor. But then they did the most crucial part. They connected that MES to their main business system. Suddenly, the shop floor was talking to the front office. At the same time, they started pulling real data from their machines, which let them flip their maintenance from fix when it breaks to a much smarter, proactive schedule.
And wow, fast forward to 2024 and just look at the difference. It's a night and day transformation. Their main systems are all talking to each other. Production is integrated. Maintenance isn't just proactive, it's getting predictive. And those gut feel decisions, gone. Replaced by real data, dashboards, and actual reports.
Hey, remember that starting score? That 14? Well, check this out. Just 2 years into the plan, by 2023, they had already jumped to a 27. This chart is the proof. It's that powerful, quantifiable evidence of progress. Every single point they gained represents a real, targeted improvement that moved them down the road on their map.
So what's the big takeaway here? This kind of progress didn't just happen by magic. It happened because they had a plan, they had a map, and they took it one single step at a time. And that really brings us to the most important question for anyone in any industry looking to make a change.
If you take one thing away from this whole story, let it be this. Smart manufacturing is a marathon. It is absolutely not a sprint. You know, in a world that always wants instant results, that's a tough pill to swallow. But you just don't go from a totally manual operation to a fully autonomous factory overnight. It takes a steady,
patient and really deliberate step-by-step approach.
You know, there's a reason that old saying has been around forever. It's because it's true. It is so easy to look at the huge end goal, a smart factory, and just feel completely overwhelmed. But the secret is, you don't have to build the whole road at once. You just have to focus on laying that very first stone.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget the finish line for just a second. Whether we're talking about your factory, your team, or even just your own personal goals, for your transformation journey, what is that very first step?